Understanding work permits in Kenya. Which one actually fits you? If you're planning to work, invest, consult, relocate, or start a business in Kenya as a foreigner, one of the first things you'll hear about is work permits. But for many people, this process feels confusing from the beginning. There are different permit classes, different requirements, different timelines, and different rules depending on what you actually do in Kenya. And one of the biggest mistakes we see is people applying for permits that don't actually match their activity. Today, we want to simplify that conversation and help you understand the different types of permits foreigners commonly apply for in Kenya, and why choosing the right structure matters. At Herufi, we work with expatriates, investors, founders, consultants, remote workers, NGOs, and international businesses navigating immigration and compliance in Kenya every day. And one thing we've learned is this: immigration is not just paperwork, it's about alignment. Your permit should align with your work, your income structure, your business activity, and your long-term plans in Kenya. So let's start with one of the most common permits people hear about, the Class D work permit. A Class D permit is typically for foreigners who have been employed by a Kenyan company. This is common for professionals like software engineers, executives, technical specialists, directors, project managers, and other skilled employees hired into a formal role in Kenya. Usually, the employer becomes part of the application process because immigration wants to understand why this role is needed, why a foreign national is being hired, and whether the company is properly registered and compliant. This is why documentation matters so much. Things like contracts, academic certificates, company records, tax compliance, and organizational structure all become part of the bigger picture. Now compare that to a Class N permit. This is one many remote workers, consultants, freelancers, and digital professionals ask about. A Class N permit is generally suited for people who are working remotely or independently while residing in Kenya, especially where income is generated from outside the country. And this is where many people get confused. Someone may say, "I work online, so I can just stay in Kenya and continue working." But immigration still wants clarity around what you do, where your income comes from, and how your presence in Kenya is structured legally. Then we have investor permits like Class G. This is for foreigners entering Kenya to establish, invest in, or operate a business. And this process involves much more than simply registering a company. Immigration may look at business plans, capital investment, the nature of operations, economic contribution, and whether the business is genuinely active. For many investors, this is where business setup and immigration start overlapping. Your company structure, KRA compliance, permits, banking, licensing, and operational setup all begin affecting one another. And that's why planning matters early. Because fixing a poor structure later is usually much more expensive and stressful. Another thing many people underestimate is timelines. A work permit process in Kenya is not always immediate. Depending on the permit category, the quality of documentation, and review stages, approvals can sometimes take several months. During that time, immigration may request additional documents, clarifications, or updates before making a final decision. That's why we always tell clients, preparation saves time. The stronger and cleaner the application is from the beginning, the smoother the process tends to be. And beyond approval itself, compliance continues even after you receive the permit. Your immigration status should align with your business activity, tax footprint, employment structure, and day-to-day operations in Kenya. Today, systems are becoming more connected. Immigration, tax systems, company records, payroll, and operational data are increasingly overlapping. Which means compliance is no longer just about getting approval once, it's about maintaining alignment over time. For foreigners planning to build a life, career, or business in Kenya, understanding this early makes a significant difference. And that's really where Herufi comes in. We help expatriates, investors, founders, and foreign businesses navigate immigration, business setup, compliance, permits, company registration, and operational structuring in Kenya with clarity. Because moving into a new country should feel structured, not overwhelming. If you're considering working, investing, relocating, or building in Kenya, start with clarity. We offer a free first consultation to help you understand the right structure for your situation. And for more immigration, business, and compliance insights on Kenya, follow Herufi Figures.